Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing on this beautiful Thursday afternoon? Um, we're gonna dive into this depth chart a little bit today. So, obviously, you know, if you've been living under a rock, it's Miami versus Notre Dame week. Sunday night, man, Sunday night. Game Sunday. Now, obviously, depth chart. There's a lot of questions, and we're gonna try to dive into it now. I do got this little website that provide a lot of great information, a lot of grades. Basically, any team you're looking for, they got the depth chart, they got the grades, they got the info, everything. I'm gonna share that with you guys, and we're gonna go through this. We're not just gonna go through Miami's depth chart, but we also gonna go to Notre Dame's because obviously the Fighting Irish is coming to town. Hard Rock. Whew, big game, man, big game. Now, obviously, y'all know what happened last time Notre Dame came to town. We beat them like 41-8. You know, that's tough, Notre Dame fans. Now, I know a lot of y'all ain't expecting that. Some of y'all is. Some of y'all say we're gonna blow Notre Dame out. Some of y'all saying that team that they had last year that was the runner-up for the national championship ain't that same team. Obviously, quarterback situation. They got a new guy that experience is on. Hey, I just got out of high school. I got no resume. Put me in the game. That's pretty much what I say. So we gonna do this, man. We gonna do this. Let me switch my volume real quick. Just switch this volume real quick. Right, because yeah, just want to make sure that when people come on, I can actually hear you guys and everything like that. Because I am gonna put a link in the chat at some point during this thing. So let's get that settled. Everybody get in the chat. Let me know who all's in here. Hit the like button. Furthermore, hit the like, subscribe. Let somebody know we on. We're gonna talk. We're not gonna talk for too long because obviously there's college football on. I'm thinking at 5:30 that Boise State and USF take on each other or whatever. So a lot of people have put that game on upset alert. They got USF, knocking off Boise State. Obviously, it's not going to be the same Boise State from last year, but nonetheless, we're going to watch that game. USF is one of our opponents, so kind of want to see what they got. Last year we beat them. That was with Cam Ward and company. So score was down 50 to 15. So let's see, if they got a better team this year or is it just going to be the same like last year? They come to Hard Rock. I do believe Miami win that game. I do believe Miami win comfortably, but nonetheless, know thy enemy, know thy enemy. So I also got a poll in the chat right now. Who will win the game? Whether it's Miami or Notre Dame, you guys cast your votes. Obviously, right now, I'll take a quick look at it. So right now, it's 86% Miami, 14% Notre Dame. So Notre Dame do have some believers out there that they will win this game, and who knows. But it's gonna be a show, man. We got it Sunday night, standalone. We gonna be prime time standalone, so the world will be watching. So hopefully Mario and them boys go out there and put on a great show, and hopefully we win. Hopefully we win big. Hopefully there's no question, no doubts or whatever. Hopefully it's a clean game by Carson Beck. Hopefully it don't rain too much because I do believe that there are rain in the forecast for that game, but it's South Florida. I think we do well in any kind of weather. To be honest with you, might not it might not be snowing and nothing like that, but hopefully. So we're gonna get this thing started. Get in the comment section, like I said, hit the like button, subscribe, and everything like that. I'm gonna give you guys a second to do that. All right, guys. Back to our regular, program or whatever. So let me go ahead and share this depth chart with you guys real quick. Pop it up on the screen so you guys could, kind of get a visual and see what they're talking about. Um, we do have both Miami and Notre Dame's depth chart. Let me probably make this a little bit bigger for you guys. I can see it perfectly, but you guys might need to see it a little bit bigger. So, like I said, guys, depth chart, depth chart, depth chart. Okay, so basically going into this season, man, they got some overall grades. They got offensive grades, defensive grades. Now, obviously, some of these could be taken with a grain of salt. We obviously gonna watch the games. We obviously gonna see who's good, who's bad, who's living up to the hype, who deserves some of the grades that they did get. Obviously, some guys gonna get into some games. Some gonna look good. Some might not look as great as you thought they would. Some of you guys might be high on some guys, and then they get in the game. You find out maybe they practice warriors, but nonetheless, going into the season, overall depth chart they're giving Miami, you know, a good decent grades right now. Good decent grades. Team depth they're giving us, a B plus, B plus. Defense is on 15, special, 10. Offense is 3. Obviously, coming off of such a year with Cam Ward and whatever credit you want to give to Shannon Dawson. Shannon Dawson is back calling plays, so definitely something to keep in mind. I don't think the offense is going to be like it was last year. Obviously, Cam Moore was a phenomenon, and the things that he did and changing plays, calling audibles, and kind of running his own kind of show. But this is year 4 for Mario Cristobal, so we're going to dive deep. Also, I do have Notre Dame's their depth chart up there, so you guys can see I popped that on there too. Because we're gonna do some comparisons and see what they thinking about Notre Dame. So they gave Miami depth a B plus. They're giving Notre Dame depth a B. From what I'm hearing, Notre Dame did bring back 11 starters from last season. Significant because, like I said, they played for a national championship, runner ups. But we're gonna dive into Miami's first, and we'll flip back and forth between them, obviously. So, guys, get in the comment section, hit the like button for me. Let me know who all's in here. Mike, I see you. What's going on? Cedric, what's good with you? Um, Saying hoping that it's a dub for Miami. Yeah, man, I'm with you on that. I think we all, especially us Miami Hurricane fans, I definitely know we want to win. I definitely know we want to win big, make a statement, and put all these other teams on notice. Now, I did see a graphic earlier today about week 1 upset alerts. 3 SEC teams was on that graphics. 3 SEC teams. Alabama. Obviously, they play Florida State in week 1. I don't know how much y'all want to put into that, but they do play Alabama. They got Alabama on upset alert. So obviously they think Florida State got something cooking up there in Tallahassee. So if Florida State were to knock off, Notre Dame, I'm sorry, not Notre Dame, Alabama, then obviously, it might bring a little buzz to that game, versus Miami. Miami do go to Tallahassee also, does Alabama. So might bring some buzz to it, man. Might bring some buzz to it. It says, what up, man? I'll send you over a Clemson shirt. Nah, no thank you. No thank you. I don't need no Clemson shirt. Ain't no Tigers over here. You know what? If you want to send me a Clemson shirt, send me a Clemson shirt. I could definitely use it in the skit. I could definitely use it in the skit. Send me a Clemson shirt. Send me a Clemson shirt. Hit me up on Twitter. Get in my DMs. Send me a Clemson shirt. I'll give the address. All right. Now that we got that out the way. So upset. Back to the upset. So they do have USF on upset alert with Boise State. Obviously, Boise State coming to the season ranked at number 25. So if they were to knock off Boise State, there will be a little bit of buzz around USF, a little confident. They'll come to Hard Rock, and I still think Miami gonna knock the boots off on them. But it'll create a little buzz. It'll give them a little buzz, man. It'll make some of these games that's upcoming a little bit, more exciting and more fun to watch. Um, Also on that upset list, Syracuse. Obviously, first game of the year for them is against Tennessee. So if they were to knock off Tennessee, another SEC opponent, by the way, that that'd be huge. That'd be huge. Another one that's on that list, another team that Miami does play at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech takes on South Carolina. So if they were to knock off South Carolina, like I said, these are teams that are on upset alert for week one. Tennessee comes in ranked at number 24 in the country. Virginia Tech knocks them off at home or away. I forgot where. I forgot where the game is being played, but nonetheless, if Virginia Tech wins that game, more buzz, and if they could keep the momentum going through the season, some of these games that Miami played that we're writing off as guaranteed wins or we should win this game with no problem, we might get to talk about them in a more serious manner. So nonetheless, week one, a lot of games to pay attention. A lot of teams that are on our schedule are basically set to upset some teams if that were to happen. So keep that in mind. There might be some buzz around some of these teams. It'll be great for the ratings, especially for the ACC. Some of the SEC so-called names and teams that they give, the wins automatically because of that logo might get knocked down a notch. So let's keep that in mind. Now, obviously, coming into this season, last year Miami had the best offense in the country. Play caller, like I said, Shannon Dawson, he's still here. He got hired back in 23. He's going into year 3 right now. Obviously had a guy like Cam Ward running the offense, changing plays, changing a lot of those run plays, the pass plays, and you saw what happened. But going into this season, his quarterback will be none other than Carson Beck, former Georgia Bulldog. Had an elbow injury, obviously hit the transfer portal, come on down to Miami, rehab that thing. He's back good. He's practicing, clicking with the team and everything like that. So Carson Beck will be our starter. I don't think nobody doubted that. I don't think Miami paid the guy the amount of money he did for him to be a backup. So nonetheless, he'll be the starter. Backing him up will be none other than Emory Williams. Had a little flash against Clemson, kind of, went away basically after the Florida State game where, he had the arm injury. And then last year, Cam Ward, nobody's expected, Emory to beat out Cam Ward. So Cam Ward, and obviously this season, nobody's expected him to beat out Carson Beck either. So he'll be the backup quarterback. Third string listed is Luke Nichols. So freshman guy. I don't expect to see much of him if Carson Beck and Emory Williams is healthy. You might see him in blowout games. But I don't expect to see Luke Nichols playing this season, much. Circumstances could change, but I don't see him playing much. Does come in as a 4-star recruit, by the way. So true freshman. I expect a red shirt on this guy, to be honest with you. If things goes according, if Carson Beck stays healthy, Emory Williams is healthy, I do believe that Luke Nichols will basically, get a red shirt season, and that'll be that for him. Moving on down through the running backs, you guys should already know our running back room is stacked. We good. We got the veteran in, Mark Fletcher. He's going to be, running back number 1. And then running back number 2, running back A or B, whatever you want to put it. They go with 1A and 1B on here. So Jordan Lau, freshman last year, did a phenomenal job. This season, I think he'll be a lot more polished and a a lot more explosive and experience behind him and everything like that. So, great running back room. They did have an addition in Shamar Brown, so I think in the running back room we'll be fine. We're probably one of our best rooms outside of the offensive lineman, of course, in my opinion. Um, receiving, the receiving room. Oh yeah, by the way, the quarterback room, the starter, they're giving Carson Beck an A plus. A. I'm sorry, they're giving Carson Beck an A, and Emory Williams as the backup. As for depth, they're giving us a B plus at depth in the quarterback room. So these are based on their grades. Now running back room, they're saying we got a B plus at starter. Obviously, Mark Fletcher and Jordan Lau, they're giving us a B plus in that area. And for depth in the running back room, they're saying it's a B. So that's pretty good. Obviously, I do believe we'll run the ball a lot more this season than we did last season. I think y'all know by now Cam Moore did do a lot of audibles, change a lot of those run plays to pass plays, and light the world up and everything like that. But I don't think Carson Beck will do the same. But that's yet to see. That's yet to see. I think we're gonna run the ball a lot this season, and I think if Mark Fletcher, Jordan Lau, and those guys can stay healthy, it'll be a great year for that room. Wide receivers, obviously, there's a lot of question marks around our wide receiving room. Restrepo's not here no more. Jacoby George. If you want to go into the tight end room, and uh, it's going to be a fresh look. What I'm basically trying to say, it's going to be a fresh look. So you got a guy that transferred in previously from LSU in C.J. Daniels. He'll come in. I don't know what to expect because none of these guys obviously went for more than 600 yards at their previous school. So obviously these are receivers with some experience, but I don't think these guys had ever had to be that guy. But we'll see how they handle that pressure. Now coming into his second year, Josiah Trader. Mario said he's good to go. He's 100%. Everything's up from there. So I do believe that he'll be a big contributor as long as he stays healthy. Malachi Tony, obviously, it's a freshman. We got a transfer in. We got a few transfers in. Obviously, Ray Ray's still here. Everybody is looking to see, what he's going to do this season. I think this is all eyes on Ray Ray and JoJo, to be honest with you. And who else can get up in there? Obviously, Tony Johnson is another name that's being thrown around. He came in as a transfer. So we're going to see this room, man. I do believe a lot of these guys are going to get a chance to shine. And who knows, maybe through a few games, we could say, like, okay, this is our guy, that is our guy. This guy solidifies himself, that guy. But it's right now question marks. They're giving the starters a B minus, and they're giving the depth at receiving B plus. So take that with a grain of salt until the games get played, until we start seeing guys actually, do it on the field, do it when the lights come on. Everybody could do great at practice, especially when you know the guy so well that's right across from you. So, huge wide receiving room. A lot of guys, a lot of speedsters, a lot of talent. A lot of guys with talent is an understatement, to be honest with you. You got a guy here in Joshua Moore. Dude, the amount of love and the amount of hype and everything that I've been hearing about this guy coming out of camp, I can't wait to see him on the field. I'm not going to make any promises about any of these guys because obviously, like I said, it's fresh. We're going to get a fresh look. But I don't believe it's going to be any – we just going to watch it. Tight end room, obviously, Elijah Lofton. He'll be the starter. He's more of a receiving type of tight end. He can play multiple positions. But tight end is what it's going to be. We did get a guy that transferred in Alex. We did get a guy that transferred in Jack Nickel, obviously Luke Nickel's brother. Um, Tight end room, I think, will be fine. We do got Jackson Carver. He's returning. So we got two freshmen coming in also. But I think tight end room is, pretty decent. They did rate it as a C, and the depth is a B. So we'll take a look at it. Now, the offensive line, they got them listed. They got the offensive line. The starters at an A minus, and the depth at a B minus. Now, starters for left tackle, they got listed as Mark Bell. Left guard, they got Matthew. At center, they got James Brockemeyer. He transferred in from TCU. Then you got Aeneas Cooper, obviously one of the leaders of this offensive line at right guard. And then Francis Magangoa, obviously, beast, 5-star guy coming out of high school, lived up to the hype. Should have a phenomenal year. Most of these guys should be looking to, go into the league after this season, in my opinion. Now, backing up, Markel Bell, you got Samson Okanola. I hope I said that right. But him is a question mark for me because of, obviously, injuries and stuff like that. That's kind of, derailed him a little bit. But I kind of want to see what he does this year. Has he stepped up? Has, Maribal and Cristobal, put some, nice touch to him or whatever. So hopefully he's very polished and ready to go. I believe that's the case, but we'll see. We'll see. Didn't y'all return all offensive linemen? Not all. Might be the best room in the country. Might be the best offensive line in the country, in my opinion. We'll see when the lights come on, like I say, when the games get played. But I trusted Maribal and I trusted Cristobal when it comes to the offensive line. So Ryan Rodriguez will be second string behind Matthew, of course, and such and so forth. So you guys could basically see the offensive line and everything like that. Now, you guys could screenshot this. You could take a look at it. Mark where it's at in the video if you ever need a reference back to it or anything like that. I'll tell you one thing. I'll take the chat off the screen for a second, so maybe it'll make it more bigger. Maybe you get a better quality for it. I actually made it smaller. Hold on, let me make it full. There we go. How about now? Look at me getting tech savvy. So if you guys want to maybe screenshot this or, you can see what Miami's depth chart is pretty much looking like. Now, I'll go back up for you guys with the tight ends. So if anybody wants to screenshot this or have it like a picture graphics, sometimes we know who's on the team, but, kind of get a reminder and this, that, and the third. Obviously, too, the numbers for these guys are on the side of their names. So if you ever want to reference, you watching the game and you forgot who this guy was or that guy was, you didn't see the name, but you saw the number, you can refer back to this. Oh, that was this guy. Oh, okay, cool. Wide receivers, obviously. You guys can see that. Screenshot it if you need to. All that. So you kind of got a basic idea of our, depth. And there you go for running backs and for quarterbacks also. So let's go on to the defensive side of the ball. So defensive line, they're grading it at an A minus and at depth they're grading it at an A plus. Um, Obviously, Ruben Bain might be his best year in my opinion. As long as he come out there, give it his all, I think this might be his best year. Akeem Mesidor, he'll be back fully healthy this season. Last season was kind of dinged up a little bit, but nonetheless, Mesidor is back. He'll be he'll be he'll be playing on the edge. Maybe in some packages they might shift him around. Hopefully not. Hopefully most of the time when we see him, he's on the edge. Justin Scott. You got Ahmad Moten, Lee Bryan. You got Lightfoot. David Blaine, which I do believe he'll start at D tackle. But hey, we'll find out, man. But this basically is the grades that they're giving our defensive line: A minus, and the depth chart, the whole depth for the D line, they're giving it a A plus. So, like I said, guys, anybody that wants to kind of know who the players are on the team and you need a graphic and you want to, refer back to it, you can obviously take a screenshot of this. In the linebacker room, they're giving the starters a B plus, and they're giving the depth chart a B minus. Now, Wesley Bassett obviously will be a starter. Obviously, he will start. This guy named Thor, the first name you see up here. Now, they don't have a number beside him. I've been hearing good things about him. I think he'll be starting with Wesley Bassett. I think those two will be your starters. But Miami does have some good linebackers. I don't think it's great fall offs behind those two. So we're gonna see. A guy that I'm gonna be paying attention to because I want to see what he got when he does get on the field. Raul, Popo. I want to see what Popo does now. They does have a Darius Hayes listed now. During the offseason, a Darius Hayes was in a car accident, a tragic car accident, obviously fatalities and everything like that. So, not quite sure what's the deal with him. I haven't seen any follow-ups, any stories, anything's leading. I haven't even heard anything about his injuries, any updates or anything like that. So I'm not quite sure what Darius Hayes, but it's a question mark on that one. So we'll see. I've been hearing a lot of great things about Chase Smith. Got phenomenal athletic speed, everything. I've been hearing everything good about Chase Smith. So I'm definitely going to be looking out for him whenever he touches the field. But like I said, guys, need graphics, want to know who's on the team and this like that, you can screenshot. It'll tell you where they came from. You can look on the side of the screen. It says transfer, so you can see what school they came from and all that good stuff. So surprisingly, the defensive backs, they're giving our starters an A minus, and the depth is at A plus. This is a huge turnaround from last year. I don't think you can get any worse than last year, in my opinion. I don't think in any Miami history, you could get any worse than last year. You got guys like, Xavier Lucas, huge story behind him, the transfer from Wisconsin. Wisconsin is suing Miami over this transfer, and it's ridiculous, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. You said, I heard you well. Y'all should win it all this year, then. Man, that's tough. OJ Frederick, of course, going into this year, sophomore. Started last year, did pretty well, did phenomenal for a freshman. I think he should be absolutely better this year. So we're going to see. Um, who else should we talk about? Or should I just, you know what, Ethan O'Connor? That's another name that's being talked about. Obviously, Damari Brown. Man, it, I'm just going to sit back and watch the DBs play this year. I'm just going to sit back and watch it. Obviously, last year I was lost for words. It was tough to watch. A lot of y'all was here, with me, so you get it. It was tough to watch. So we're gonna sit back and watch this thing play out. Notre Dame, obviously, great opponent to see how these guys measure up. And Notre Dame ain't no slackers. And they wide receivers are getting graded. They're being talked about. Phenomenal group, this, that, and the third. So obviously these guys will be tested. So we'll see how it goes. As long as it's not pouring down raining and it just becomes a run fest, then some of these guys will get tested. And special teams, kicking and all that. Hopefully, we won't have to do too much of it. I'm not too confident in most of these guys, whether it's punting, kicking, field goals, or anything like that. The Borregales brothers was a huge shooter field. And to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure we feel those. Now, punt return, they do got listed here, Ray Joseph. And kickoff return, they got Myron listed. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, those man, I don't think you could go wrong with Ray as long as he doesn't trip over himself. Because a lot of the times, little short hand tackles and stuff like that took him down. So hopefully, he got a little tougher this offseason. But I don't think you can really go wrong with kickoff return or punt return at Miami, to be honest with you. I do believe we got some speedsters and we got a lot of guys that could fulfill that role. So I'm not really concerned. Kane Zay, what's good with you, my boy? Yeah, Josh Pate must be the one rating these Miami players. Why you say that? Why you say that? What's up with Josh Pate? Josh Pate ain't a believer this year, man. I've been seeing his prediction, his graphics of who's gonna make the playoffs. I find it funny that he's very high on DJ Lagway for some reason. Because I do believe if DJ Lagway, God forbid anything happened to him, I think Florida could possibly be a 2-10 team without DJ Lagway, to be honest with you. So it is what it is on that turn. But let's switch on over to Notre Dame. So obviously they got some jam-packed games on their schedule. Miami, of course, Texas A&M, just to name a few. USC, and pretty much everything else is just straight walk for them. So, we'll see. We'll see how they turn out. I think Miami is probably the biggest game on their schedule, if you ask me, looking at it. I don't think any of these other teams on here should be better than Miami. So I think this game for Miami and for Notre Dame will be a huge test. I think after week one, everything else on there is not comparable to the team that they played in week one. But hey, we'll see. So coming in, they're starting a freshman in CJ Carr. It's kind of questionable about this whole battle between him and Kenny. If you ask some fans, they wanted to give CJ the job. And if you ask some of them, it's like 50-50, this, that, and the third. Both of them might play. It's up to the point where they did name CJ Carr the starter, but it's a what if kind of thing. You might get to see a 2 quarterback system with them. So yeah, it is what it is with Notre Dame. like I said, I'm gonna show you guys what they're being rated, what they're being, you know, said to be. But it's kind of tough to grade that team because a lot of people are basically basing them on what they did last year. A lot of those players on that team ain't, ain't there. That team that went to the national championship last year, a lot of those players ain't there. Granted, they did bring back 11 starters, but a lot of those players aren't there. I don't think you're going to see the same Notre Dame, especially with a questionable quarterback position. Now, running back wise, they got it, man. They got it. I think their room and our room is two phenomenal rooms. I think it might be a tie between the two. I like our guys though. I like our guys. So it is what it is. Now, wide receivers, I think in that department, a lot of people might say Notre Dame get the edge. Basically you're basing it off not seeing too much from these wide receivers that Miami got. So obviously we'll get a better look at our receivers maybe 4 or 5 games into the season. But to grade it off basically not seeing the game, it's kind of tough. So I don't know how you guys want to take that. But you guys can see what they're grading these guys. They're grading their starters a B plus, and they're grading their depth a A. So obviously, they're very high on Notre Dame's wide receivers. The tight end room, they're not too much, you know, high on them. They're giving their starters a C plus. They're giving their depth a C. So pretty average tight end room for Notre Dame. And then they got their offensive line listed A minus for their starters and C. So pretty average, you know, depth chart when it comes to the offensive linemen. Let's keep it moving. Let's go on the defensive side. So defensive line, they're giving them a B plus, and the depth on at the defensive line, they're giving them an A plus. So obviously, these are guys that should be able to, you know, give Miami's offensive line a run for their money. But I think when you put up our offensive line against most D lines in the country, I'll take our offensive line every time. So I don't think Notre Dame defensive line is going to be some pushover, but I think I'll take our offensive line to win most of the matchups. But they're giving them a B plus and an A plus in depth. Linebacker room, they're giving them a B plus and a B minus for their depth. So Notre Dame defense is basically going to be the headlines for their team basically. Offense, questionable, but defensive wise, it's going to be their headliner. Most people are when they're gonna talk about Notre Dame, the first thing they're gonna go to is that defense. And DBs, they're giving them an A minus and an A plus. So obviously, these are supposed to be guys that should be giving Miami receiving room, a run for their money. Like I said, we don't really know what we're gonna get at receiving room, so to compare them and say, oh, this guy's overrated or that guy's overrated or, our receivers will beat these DBs and this, that, and the third, can't really, do that. I think this is more of a game time, you can assess it while watching it, basically. And pretty much not going to go into their, special teams or whatever. But let's just say DBs wise, they're giving them Actually, they got us neck to neck in the DBs because as you guys can see, they're giving their DBs A minus for the starters and an A plus for the depth. They're also doing the same for Miami. When you look at Miami's DBs, they're giving them an A minus at starters and they're giving them an A plus at depth. So they kind of got us neck for neck in that one. Linebacker room, they gave them a B plus for starters and a B minus. So pretty much linebackers and DBs, they gave us both the same grade. And when you look at their D line, they gave their D line an A minus. I'm sorry, they gave Miami's D line an A minus and an A plus for depth. Now they did give our starters a better grade than they did Notre Dame. They gave Notre Dame starters a B plus and their depth A plus. So we should have a better D line than Notre Dame according to the grades and stats that they put together on this site. So yeah, that's pretty much the depth chart, both depth chart. Like I said, guys, if you need to screenshot some of those things, if you're rewatching it now, you know, screenshot some of those and you can dive into it. Now, I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I do want some of you guys' thoughts and opinions on obviously Miami's depth chart and position of strength and everything like that. I'll keep the graphics on the screen. We could go through it so you guys could have a visual, while we have this conversation. But I'm gonna put the link in the chat, so you guys come on, give your thoughts and opinions. Did you see Coach Coop video about Notre Dame? Yes, yes. Coach Coop never fails to amaze me. He never fails to amaze me. How he come up with half of this stuff, man. I think whenever in the future when Coop passed away, I think they're gonna have to study his brain. That dude is phenomenal coming up with crazy stuff, man. You gotta love Coop. They must be rating these players off high school recruiting. Nah, nah. These are guys that's been in college football for a little bit, so obviously they're grading them off what they did at their other schools, the ones that transferred in. They don't really give too much hype on transfers and guys that's all right. Hold on, what we got here? Uh, Corey, what's going on with you?
Hey, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, I know if you remember me, man, I used to be called Alakazam. I used to watch your shows that come on a little bit, but I got a new phone. I had to change my email, so I had to get a different name. I don't know if you remember me or not. This was a couple years ago.
You're from Clemson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. I remember you, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. How you been, man?
I've been good, man. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. I ain't gonna stay long. No, some Miami fans get on, I get off, man. I know it's a Miami show, but yeah, man, appreciate you having me on.
So, what you think? Looking at both of these depth charts, and well, before you even start, who you got winning this game?
Oh man, I want y'all to get mad. I give Notre Dame a slight.
If you say Notre Dame, we ain't gonna get mad at you.
Oh yeah, I give them a slight advantage, man. That's just because former playoff contender, and that's pretty much why. But I can see it going either way. I give them a slight advantage. I mean, if they do win, they win by maybe a touchdown to 3 points.
Okay, yeah. Vegas got them at a 2.5 point favorite, so
Yeah, yeah. So
I can see why a lot of people would, take them to win, given that they did play for a championship last year and they did bring back 11 starters. So I can see why people would pick them to win. Can't
yeah,
be mad at you for that. Now,
yeah.
I do defer and think Miami's going to win. I think it's going to be Miami by maybe 7 to 10 points or something like that. I hope it don't come down to a situation where we got to win by a field goal or something like that because I do not trust nobody kicking that ball.
I don't need it for us. So
Speaking
yeah.
You know what? Speaking of Clemson, though, man, y'all got LSU the first game.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
So Battle of
Oh
the
man.
Tigers, Battle of the Tigers. Now, obviously, last time y'all did play them, it was for a championship, and it didn't
Oh
quite
God.
go well for you guys. But granted, they did have one a special team. That team was special.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. They was looking good, man. That second half, man, they came out and they they torched us. So yeah,
So, going, what do you think? First off, is it your home or their home?
it's in our home, so it does give us, a little bit of advantage.
So it's the battle for the Death Valley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but Brian Kelly saying they're the real Death Valley now, so it's just back and forth. They got our pictures on their tackling dummies, and so it's just you know how it is.
So I didn't put too much into it, but I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, if history was written, that Clemson was actually Death Valley first.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know why. It seemed like every team we played got a circle on their calendar, especially SMU. So we just got to bring it every game, man.
I must say this, man, and this might just be the troll in me, but if they come in there and beat y'all, y'all gonna have to give up that Death Valley title, dog.
If we lose, man, I ain't gonna get on the internet for a while, man.
If y'all lose that game, y'all might have to give up Howard Rock too. They might
Yeah,
have to take that back to their Death Valley.
yeah, true. But we
What,
shall see, man. It's gonna be tough.
how you think y'all match up with them? Give
Um,
me like a position
I
breakdown.
think offensive line we may have an advantage. I think they struggled last year O line. Now we did get Matt Luke. Now, if you remember, Clemson offensive line always been an issue. Even when the last time we played, no, when we had Trevor Lawrence, I think his second year, y'all came to our house. I think we didn't run that much on y'all, especially with Jalen Phillips. So, but we got Matt Luke. Our offensive line has totally changed. Like it's definitely gotten better. It's not like y'all's. Y'all offensive line is definitely top three. You can argue, two, one, two, or three. Defensive line, I think we've gotten now. Let me back it up. We had a defensive coordinator. I do think Dabo threw him into the fire. He was a better analyst, but with him, you had to solve space physics in like a nanosecond. So our defense just we didn't live up to the talent defense that we have. We brought in Penn State defensive coordinator. Now all of a sudden people say he's overrated. That guy's not overrated. He's very good. So hopefully we're getting back to how Clemson was, especially on defense. We got too much talent on our team to be doing what we've been doing on defense. Like we gave up so much running game last year. That's just not Clemson. So as far as the matchups, quarterback, that can go either way. I mean, Cade and Nussmeyer, he can get picked first. Cade can get picked first. Wide receivers, some people say we have the best wide receiver room. I disagree with that. I give that to Ohio State. All their starters are like 5 stars. It's ridiculous. Um, but we should win this. We are picked to win it, but we just gonna have to bring it.
What's the over and under, and uh what's the line?
I forgot I would do it, but I don't know if it'll kick me out if I go to Google. But
Hold
I'm
on,
doing. Yeah, I'm on the phone when I'm doing it.
I got you.
I'm
I'm
on
gonna
my
pull it up
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I should know that. But I should know that by heart. But yeah.
But you guys are favored, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's about much though.
See here. Hold on, let me put it in. Put it on rankings to get rid of all these other boo boo games. Oh, better yet, just go ACC. Can't miss there. All right. Oh, Clemson. So you guys are favored 4.5 points,
That's
and
about
the
right.
over
Yeah. Okay.
and the over and under right now is sitting at 57.5.
Damn.
So
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
they might be looking at up in the upper 20s for both teams, combined score or whatever with a 57.5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and especially with a line at 4.5, they definitely think it's going to be a close game, maybe won by a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what. Hopefully, it doesn't come down to kicking because our kicking situation is ever since BT Potter left. Like doing the SMU game, man, I thought we lost, man, but he did bad kicking all year, and then he just hits a 50 yarder. It was ridiculous. So, but he's coming back. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous, man, just because Clemson got so much. I think a lot of people said we could potentially win it all. I don't see that, but it just we're a veteran team. We got a lot of our receivers that came back. All of our O line came back. All of our defensive line came back. All of our linebackers came back. Most of our safeties come back. It's like we got too much people coming back. So it's just a lot of people. Even us being ranked four is like I think we was kind of ranked too high, but they got us a lot of potential this year. So we just got to see if we're gonna show it or not.
Okay, so you just say you got a lot coming back. Is a lot of those guys not that good in your eyes?
No, I
So
think
where
all the offensive linemen came back was good. I think our offensive linemen's gotten better under Matt Luke, especially really fast. Like when we played Georgia, even though they beat us like they did the second half, they wasn't tearing up our offensive line like that. So our offensive line has really improved under Matt Luke. He used to be the O line coach at Georgia. So other than that, as far as who we brought back, now I like everybody. It's just that our defensive coordinator that we had he just wasn't like that, man. He just wasn't good. And we brought in Tom Allen. So hopefully that'll change. Hopefully we go back to how we were. I mean, I understand Brent Venables, but he's gone, man. We can't keep begging for him back. So, but I do think our defense should improve. I mean, our defense was just giving up too much of a run game. That's not like Clemson to do that.
now I must say this: most of the previews that I've been seeing, and most of the over and under win totals, they do have it where it could be a Miami versus Clemson ACC matchup.
Yeah, I mean that's what a lot of people say. They got us first, and y'all, then SMU third. But yeah, it should be us and y'all. I mean, you play who you play. Notre Dame's your toughest um, opponent. Other than that, you should beat everybody. Same with us, but for us, a lot of people are gunning for, especially SMU. They got us circled on their calendar.
On a 1 through 10 of difficulties on y'all schedule, how do you rate Florida State?
Probably 10.
10 for difficulty?
Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. Florida State, that's a weird situation, man. He that team, man, just kind of going downhill real fast.
Now
I don't.
let's just throw a scenario out there. They knock off Alabama week one.
Okay,
What, what would your perspective be then?
they did knock off LSU a couple years ago. I'll be a little surprised, but also they're doing pretty decent in recruiting. So it's just, I think they got the talent there, but it's just not showing up. It seemed like the players just losing faith in Mike Norvell.
Now they did replace both their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator.
That's what I'm saying. So that could take time, just like us with Garrett Riley. It can kind of take time to get it going. So Florida State is kind of on a downhill spiral, man. I think if he doesn't do good this year, it may be his last year.
Yeah, man, that's going to be a tough situation for them.
Yeah,
They have to replace Norvell. That program might go downhill pretty fast.
yeah,
Yeah, man, but it should be an interesting year. I think game one is going to show a lot of people where their team really stands. But I still think going into the season, I think 4 games will give you a better assessment.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Who's your
yeah.
first? Who's your first 4 games?
We got uh, not Notre Dame. We got LSU. Nothing. We got Georgia Tech. That's going to be 1-2. That's going to be tough. Um, no, sorry, I got them out. LSU, Georgia Tech, I forgot who the other two is. I'm looking kind of like a lost fan, but
No,
it's in the back of my head. But yeah,
don't worry, I got you, man.
yeah.
I forget.
Miami saves the day.
If I didn't have a schedule pulled up, sometimes I'll be forgetting them too.
Yeah.
But let me see where you guys at. Clemson. Okay, so first game you got LSU. Next game you got Troy.
Hmm.
You got Georgia Tech, then Syracuse.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we get a little break with Troy, then Georgia Tech. That's not going to be a cakewalk either, man. I think they're kind of on the up and coming a little bit.
What's your thoughts on Syracuse?
I
Obviously,
think that.
they kind
Man,
of pulled one out for you guys last year.
yeah, I think he video called Dabo for a Christmas present. Yeah, man, one for that, man. Y'all would have been in the ACC and in the playoffs. So I mean, I have to admit that they did kind of help us. I think they're a sleeper, man. I really think they're due. I know they're replacing some players, but again, man, I know it's a safe thing to say. We can't take anything lightly. At least for us, so many teams are gunning for Clemson. They're tired of hearing about Clemson being on top. Every team you talk to's got a circle on their calendar, and man, we just got to bring it. I don't care if we're playing uh, Miami Central High School or whatever. We got to bring it, man. We can't take anybody lightly.
Nah,
I don't want another Duke situation from a couple years ago. That was so embarrassing, man. I didn't even get on the internet.
Duke, wasn't it? Oh, damn, I forgot about that game.
God, but
28 to 7 or some shit.
oh man, Coach Coop man had a video, man. I was like, man, this is embarrassing. So we can't have that happen, man. We got too much talent. Same thing with y'all, man. We got too much on this team to lose. To lose, really. We should go undefeated, just like y'all should.
What's the worst case scenario for you guys, record wise?
Um, LSU won, South Carolina two, probably at the most three games, but some. If I had to choose two, we'll lose two is LSU and South Carolina.
What do you think of Louisville?
Yeah, that kind of worries me too. They when people talking about whoop your butt, they whooped our butts last year. They ran all up and down us. I think they beat us worse than Texas, which was surprising. So yeah, I think Louisville's a sleeper too. I think they're maybe fourth. I think it's us, y'all, SMU, and Louisville, Georgia Tech, as far as rankings in the ACC.
You guys got a crazy schedule just like we do. Got SMU on there too now.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like they talked to that player, he said, "Yeah, we got Clemson Circle." I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." So they people can say what they want. We end up winning, but that came down to the wire.
Man, I think it's gonna be an interesting year for both of us. I hope
Mhm.
we both make it. I hope. Looking at
Yeah,
this, we both could be 12-0 because we don't
yeah,
get.
and we're both 12-0. We both should get in the playoffs. I mean, I doubt they got us and y'all in the playoffs. They got y'all, I think, like ranked 10th.
It does depend on who's playoff prediction you look at though.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at Josh Pate's on. He don't have us on there. He
Oh, he
does have
does it.
the
Oh,
Gators on there, which is surprising to me.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. We both could end up in it if we go undefeated. One of us lose. We both could end up in it if they go by how the rankings are. But like you said, they're going to prioritize SEC and Big Ten teams over us.
I made a video a couple days ago, and I was talking about how the ACC could combat the SEC and Big Ten bias going into the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think Jim Phillips, he really got to get on this because obviously with the SEC going to 9 games and then having a high quality out of conference game, that's 10 quality games for them because they're gonna say all those 9 games are quality games just because of the SEC. We're the
yeah,
best in the country, whatever, blah blah.
yeah,
10 games, 10 quality games for them. Now, I think for us to combat that, we would have to keep it at an 8 game and then go out of conference for two, not one, but two quality matchups. and I would aim for SEC games and Big Ten games mainly. But if you can't get those matchups, some schedules are made years ahead. If you
Oh
can't
yeah,
get
oh yeah,
matchups, then obviously settle for the Big 12. But
yeah, yeah,
we got to at least have, say, two games, two quality games out of conference and win those games to be in the talks at the end of the year and not just get tossed to the side and given like, oh, one team that win the ACC they get in, and maybe you know the loser. So I think they're going to a 16 team if I'm not mistaken,
yeah. Sure,
not to get
sure.
the just the two win where we could try to fight to get more in. I think we would have to make those kind of schedules.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna definitely let Clemson leave. They brought in Cal and Stanford. That kind of didn't work out. I don't. I
Did
thought
you
they should have brought in was it UCF? That would have been a good pick, but
now most season when you schedule Hawaii, it's a guaranteed win. But
yeah,
Stanford found a way to lose.
yeah,
Stanford
that was
way to
yeah,
lose. And I'm looking at it like I don't want to be an ACC homer, but you got to win those freaking matchups, man.
yeah. That was embarrassing. ACC man, it's like come on, man. Like you cannot lose. We're already ACC is kind of overlooked as years go by, and then that happens. It's like come on, man.
Like those are matchups that you got to win. Win the games that you were supposed to win.
Yeah,
But man, that was total embarrassment. I'm like, damn, dragging the ACC down. We brought in them, Cal. I think them and Cal is literally a waste of time. SMU was a great pickup,
yeah, they were. Yeah, SMU ain't. Yeah, they're pretty solid.
but Sanford and Cal, man, they got to turn that thing around quick.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
But shoot, this year I'm definitely gonna be paying attention to you guys because it might be a possibility that we play at the end of the year. If
yeah,
not, it might be a playoff situation. And then obviously Florida State. Got to keep an eye on them,
yeah.
especially if
Because they could.
they beat
Yeah.
Alabama. Sarge, what's going on with you, boss?
Mic check, mic check. What's up, man?
All right, so we got Georgia in the building.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right. That's right.
So
Okay.
Georgia Bulldogs.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I seen that Marshall, one of their players, was talking trash. God damn, we lost Sarge. Sarge, you got to get that fixed. My boy Corey been on and he ain't dropped off of nothing, so that's on you. That's on your end. Yeah, you got to fix. You got to get that fixed, Sarge.
I know, man. The timeout every 5 seconds.
Yeah, because Corey been on here for a minute now. He ain't dropped, so that's on you.
I have no idea what it is, bro.
So Georgia, you think they overlooking you guys?
Nah, man, we ain't no good. We gonna be 6-6, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, you go with that bullshit. So Marshall players, man, they talking trash. They think
Yeah,
if
man.
they don't make the little simple mistake that y'all always take advantage of, they could be in the game with y'all. They could possibly win that thing. And we lost Sarge again.
Damn. Says
I
Georgia Internet, I guess.
think he probably got some settings on his phone or something.
Yeah, something keep booting me off. But Marshall, they said they're not scared of us. They coming to win, and we're gonna be shocked after the game.
Now, how much drama would run through the Georgia streets if that were to really happen?
I mean, yeah, if the moon was blue, we'd all be Crips. You know what I'm saying?
No, just put it out there. Headlines on Sunday: Marshall knocks off Georgia. Oh, it's damn. Sorry, drop again. How would you feel about that, Corey?
Man, it beats, man. I know. I know. I'll go straight to Uncle Lou's channel, man. I know he gonna be blood gasket.
Yeah, but with them talking trash, they give us motivation to put up 50.
Yeah,
I don't think you need much motivation from Marshall.
I mean, you got young guys, so they could possibly overlook him. But now that he done ran his mouth, it's gonna be on.
yeah.
Somebody said Marshall lost like 50 players.
Yeah, yeah,
And they talking this much trash? Oh man, they got some cooking for y'all.
yeah. I know, man. I've been hearing that for like the last 5 years. You know, everybody.
Man, we lost them again.
Damn.
Man, I don't know, dog. It's something in the air, dog. It's something in the water because Marshall out here talking.
Yeah,
Week one, they normally just try to escape with their tails.
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody talk trash about us until we kick the ball off. Then I don't hear no more talking after that.
Nah, the one team you can't say that about is Alabama now because I told you they got your number and I always pick them to beat
I
y'all.
mean, they didn't have Stetson Bennett number.
Do y'all play Alabama this season?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
If Florida State don't knock them off, I'm gonna take them to beat y'all again. Damn, we lost them again. God damn. So you got to get that fixed. Because
Oh man.
if let's say this, let's say Florida State knocked them off and they still beat y'all.
Nah, if Florida State beat them, then we win the national championship. We'll win the national championship after in August if Florida State beat them. You might as well just give us a trophy. If they lose to Florida State, just give us a trophy now.
All right, let me ask you this: since y'all got this whole scheduling thing, where y'all got to schedule a high, quality opponent outside of the SEC, who would you want on y'all schedule?
Miami, of course.
All right, that's cool. Who else? Who else? Because obviously you ain't gonna get us every year. Damn, we lost them again.
Damn.
Who would you like to see Georgia play, Corey?
It
Outside,
probably be us. It probably should be us because we used to play Georgia a little bit. I think that'd be good to play Georgia every year.
Yeah, I go with Miami or Florida State.
what about Clemson?
I'm not worried about Clemson, man. Everybody
No,
got to pick the winning national.
oh man,
They getting so much hype, bro. I cannot wait.
oh man, here,
So you think Clemson not gonna live up to it?
No, definitely not, bro. It's
oh
way
man,
too much hype.
oh,
You don't think they're gonna make the playoffs?
Bro, they got destroyed by us and Texas, who we beat twice. I'm not worried about them at all.
wait a second. We y'all second half y'all did kick our butts. Texas did not destroy us. We lost by less than 14.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you.
We did. Y'all did kick our butts. I can't say anything, but we gave y'all a little scare first two quarters. But y'all did handle business. I give you that.
Man, we lost them again. God
Damn.
damn it. Man.
Feldman is not going. If we may, I mean, he may not. I don't know. He's gotten better every year. Just got to wait and see. I don't know.
T2Y, they lost to the team that we beat twice.
Man, that's
You
tough.
right.
I mean, y'all did lose to the team that lost to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, we did. We did. You right about that.
That's tough.
Besides that, I still think it's good to play y'all every year. I mean, we're right there. We're not
Yeah,
far from you, like a couple hours from you.
yeah. It ain't nothing but 100 miles away. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
All right, guys, I'm gonna cut it short though, because we do got games on right now.
Oh,
Just
All
we
right, my
do.
boy.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
Boise State playing USF right now. So
All
Oh,
right,
okay,
I'll
yeah.
hit you up later, bro.
Yeah, he trip, man.
all right, y'all take it easy.
All right.
Appreciate everybody for tuning in, hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and all that good stuff. With that being said, y'all go have a good day. Football is on. Go enjoy yourself and be safe.